Hello everybody, I'm very glad to see you on my channel today. I promised you some time ago that I will make a kitchen tour for you guys to see what we have in our kitchen cabinets, what do we have, what appliances, where do I store things. And since you have seen our kitchen already quite a lot of times in my videos, I thought that I should make a tour for you guys. So let's start with the kitchen itself as it is. We rent an apartment in the old Soviet 9-story building, and this kitchen layout is pretty typical for apartments like that. It's very narrow. You basically can't do much there except for cooking. Some kitchens are a little bit wider, and then you can set the table, small table right there. Like for example, my mom has an apartment like that. She has a small table right in the kitchen. In this apartment, small table doesn't fit at all, so we eat in the living room. We have a big table there, but the layout in general is pretty typical. And it's not my dream kitchen, of course, but it's functional, and I figured out how to put things there so they would work for our family. The one thing I really don't like about this kitchen is that it's dark, and the cover of the cabinets is a little bit like shiny, so you can see literally any fingerprint or any paint scratch or like anything on them right away. Like if a little dust comes, you can see it. That's like one thing that I really don't like about it. So let's go and start from the beginning of the kitchen. So the first cabinet is a pretty interesting one because I have very similar, basically the same cabinet in every single apartment we rent, and you'll see now why. So these are the landlord's dishes that I put away. Usually in this part of the world, apartments are rented fully furnished, and the landlord also usually leaves the dishes for the tenant. So when we move into an apartment, there are always a lot of dishes from the landlord, and since I prefer a more minimalist lifestyle and I also don't like many of the dishes, I might not want that many dishes. I hold it because it's broken and it will close if I will not hold it. So in every apartment, I first go through all the dishes the landlord left, and I put away the ones that I don't like, that I don't need, that are too many. And I just find the most inconvenient cabinet in the kitchen that I definitely don't want to use, and I put all the dishes there and I forget about them till like we leave, and I never open them. So this is the cabinet like that. It might be convenient if we accidentally have too many guests and then I need extra plates, but it almost never happens. We don't have that many places for sitting at the table, so usually we invite one family at a time, and we have enough dishes that we regularly use to have a family of friends for the dinner. So let's move to the fridge, and it's also, you can see it's like a glass surface. I have 3 children, guys. Every single fingerprint is on that fridge. Yeah. But let's see what's inside. This is the freezer, and I have some frozen meat and some chopped frozen vegetables, a little bit of berries in here, and these things for ice. We usually don't use ice in winter, so we don't have any ice right now. So as you can see in the fridge, we don't have that much food because I don't buy food for like a week ahead or 2 weeks ahead. I usually buy food for 2-3 days ahead, slightly meal plan, and then every single day I check the fridge and see if we ate everything, if we didn't eat something, if we should eat something, and if something is going bad. So this way it helps me a lot to reduce food waste. We almost don't waste any food, like it's pretty rare case when something goes to waste. And also it takes a little bit of pressure off of my shoulders because I don't have to meal plan for a long period of time and then try to strictly follow the plan, because it never works in our family. We are pretty spontaneous, so we can, instead of like having lunch I planned, we can go and grab like something for a picnic in the park, or we can go to a friend's house if they invited us. It's kind of normal here to invite people a couple days ahead, and then you have your plans changed pretty often. So for me, this works the best. I have this shelf with the things that we should eat faster. These are like leftovers. We have some dairy and eggs here, and I have some random things there usually. And then sometimes I store some fruits and veggies. There are potatoes and lemons. Here I don't usually keep eggs here. I prefer to use the original box and then wash them before eating and then put away the original box. So this part is always empty. I have a butter here. This is kind of like random things, like some sauces, jam, coconut oil, like this should go here. That's mayonnaise. And yeah, we have 2 Coca-Colas because my husband likes them too much. And like onions. I also store these things here in the fridge, not because they need to be stored in the fridge, but because that's like empty space I have, so why not to store them there. Also, when it comes to like meal planning and storing food, we live in the city, so we have several supermarkets in like 2-3 5-minute walk around our apartment. Many of them work till 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. and we have a 24/7 working supermarket in like 10-minute walk. And also there is a 24/7 working delivery, so if I really need some item that I didn't buy, or maybe I want to change our things that I meal planned, or we ran out of something because kids ate it faster than I planned. So it's very easy for me to get these things. That's also why I don't really meal plan ahead. And whenever I need something, I can just ask my husband if he's home, like, hey, can you go and grab sour cream for me? And then 5 minutes and he's home with the sour cream. Or if he's not at home, I can get a delivery, half an hour. Chicken legs are at home. So let's move to other cabinets. The first kitchen cabinet that we actually use. Here are some like pantry stuff. We don't have any pantry because it's just not a thing here, but we usually store all the food we have in the kitchen cabinets. And this is the cabinet where I store like pasta and rice. And again, because of the store convenience, everything, I don't buy anything like ahead. I usually buy like 1 pack of pasta and then I boil it all at once and then we eat it in like 2 days. Or like I buy 1 bag of rice and it's gone in like 3-4 days. Usually there are things that we are already eating, like this oatmeal. It's half empty because we're in the process of eating it. When this will be gone, I'll buy another one. And the same with like everything else. Like there's some pasta for the soup. There's a little bit left. When this is gone, I'll buy a new one. We also have spices in here, salt, pepper. I don't use that many spices, but I have just a little bit of random ones. Chocolate cookies, the most important thing in this cabinet. Instant noodles. I cook a lot of meals kind of from scratch. I don't know if it's called from scratch. I just buy meat and like buckwheat or rice and vegetables and make a meal. And because we eat pretty much the same thing over and over, I don't really like experimenting. I'm not a big fan of like interesting recipes and cooking different things. Like I like the basic things that I know how to cook and I cook them over and over again. So usually we just buy the same things like pasta, rice, and buckwheat. And even pasta, nowadays I buy only 1 type of pasta. That is the most convenient for kids to eat. I don't buy spaghetti anymore, so we have a little bit of spaghetti left. And I don't know, like I have ideas where I can use it, but because it's not a full pack, it's not enough for the family to eat. And kids don't like spaghetti, they have hard times eating them. This is a cabinet of random dishes that we use very rarely. And I have some glass jars here. that I sometimes use for storage. I have a cup that I don't like this cup, but when we have guests over, we don't have enough of nice cups, so I drink from that one. And yeah, just coffee appliances for my husband. He sometimes uses them, but sometimes he doesn't. So this is just like a little bit of random dishes that I don't like to keep with all the dishes that we actually use all the time. I moved you guys a little bit down so you will see this cabinet. So here I keep our water filter, my water bottle, our liquid detergent, and I'll show you in a minute why we keep it here. And I'll also keep some cleaning utensils, some like this thing, a lot of baking soda. I use it for soaking the clothes, I use it for soaking vegetables, I use it for cleaning. I kind of ran through it pretty fast, so I have a little bit of it stored here. 2 kitchen appliances. I have our mixer in the container, so it's easy for me to just take it out. And we don't have a box from it, so I just use the container. And we have a blender that is like, here's the blender, and back there is like a glass thing that goes on top. And I have several things stored here. So I have a lot of flour because I bought 2 kilos last time, I think. So I have it stored there in 2 containers, and I have a container of buckwheat because it's very big and heavy. I don't want to put it in the upper cabinet. Our cabinets open in different directions, like this one that I just showed you opens like that, and this one opens like that, so I had to move you around a little bit again. Here is a washing machine. That's why I keep the liquid detergent there, because I use it here. And yeah, we don't have dishwasher in this kitchen. We don't have a microwave, and we have the washing machine here. Here is the kitchen surface. I like to keep it empty, but I keep the jar with water here. And we also have a kettle here, and it works very hard. We drink a lot of tea and we drink a lot of coffee, and my husband just uses hot water from the kettle for coffee very often. We don't have any coffee machine, so this is what we use for all the hot drinks. Right above the kettle, there is a cabinet that I mostly consider like tea, coffee cabinet, but it has other stuff as well. So we have like coffee, sugar. These are just jars that I kept from some kind of food, like pickles. So these are just random jars. I didn't like necessarily buy them. Baking soda again, herbal tea, black tea again in the jar, and just random things. Like we have some nuts here, some these things I use for literally anything. I use it like paper towels to wipe the kids' nose if they have a runny nose, for the table as like napkins. We have some medicine here, just a little bit. That's all the medicine we keep in the kitchen. Seeds for the salad, oil for the salad, a little bit of extra coffee and cacao. I don't really bake anything because we have an oven that doesn't work well, and because I'm not good at baking, I don't really know how to do that. I mean, I can bake probably something very basic, but I don't have much experience when it comes to baking, so I just don't do that. As I said, I am not a big fan of experimenting with the food, so we just buy good quality bread if we need it. We also don't eat bread that much. That's why I don't really have any like baking stuff here. I have only sugar powder that I kept from moving. I used to bake an apple pie sometimes in the previous apartment, but I haven't used it since we moved here because of the oven here. So this is yeah, because it's pretty high, I keep the things that I actually use quite close to the edge so I can easily reach them. This is the vase for flowers, the picnic container, the blender, and these things for storing like rice or buckwheat bags. These are some things that I store here, but I will use them a little bit later. Like these things usually they go here, but as you can see, this thing is full, so I kept some leftovers there, but I will not need them anytime soon. And also I have some extra salt, again because this salt is full, and just little things. And back there it's sort of empty. So we are moving forward and we have just a little bit of the kitchen left. This is where we store all of the dishes we have. Again, I put things close to the edge so I can easily reach them. On top there are things for cooking and like for mixing, for measuring, for like grading, a couple of extra plates. And here are the actual plates we use. This is the baby plate. These are the girls' plates, they're like pink ones. These are also plates that I use for kids sometimes. These are soup plates, and we have glasses. I use bigger ones for us, smaller ones for the girls. Cups, we have just two because it's just me and my husband who drinks hot stuff. I have 2 knives only, like 2 knives. And here is the thing for lighting the stove, the lighter. I don't see where I put things. We have boards, forks and spoons, and here are the things for cooking. I use stainless steel everything, and it's all just there. I have like this for the tea, this is all for cooking, and I have just one item of each. Like I have one spatula, one this for the soup, and yeah, one this for potatoes. So they all fit there. Down there under the sink is also a big cabinet like this one, but it's a trash cabinet. As in many Eastern European households, we have trash bin under the sink. But my husband didn't take the trash out this morning, so I don't really want to show it to you because I don't want you to see our full trash bin because it doesn't have the lid. It's just like I'll show the example to you here. And also we keep the cat's litter and the cat's food also in this cabinet, and plastic bags. I can show you plastic bags. So I attached this like 2 bins for plastic bags, and I keep all the plastic bags here that we use for trash and for cat's litter as well. And I fold them like that usually, and I just put them here. They're different size, like here are smaller ones and here are bigger ones. The last cabinet, it is almost empty, but I store the these things from eggs here because I collect them, and then I bring them back either to the farmer's market or to like a local village person who needs them for their eggs. And I also store 2 clean these things here because in the lower cabinet where I keep my cleaning supplies, my baby can reach them, and I don't know, he's very interested in them, and he likes chewing them, which is kind of because they're all, you know, it's like polyester with chemicals and stuff like so I store them here so he would not take them. He's not interested in almost any other stuff except these things. It doesn't work, like this doesn't work, so it's just useless thing here. Here is the last thing, our stove and oven. It's one big piece. It's pretty old, but the one thing that is interesting is that it has both gas and electric things. So when like the gas is out, we can use the electric ones, and we never use electric ones unless the gas is out because they're very slow. And then we have an oven. I almost never use it because it's old and it works terribly. It burns everything from the bottom. It doesn't cook things properly from the top. and it never shows the right temperature. Like there are a lot of things I don't like about it. It's gas oven, so I just store my pots and pans there, and very rarely I can use it. This is like our big pot, which is not big at all, but it's the biggest we have, and since we're a family of 5, we really need a bigger one. And we have a small one, so we have only 2 pots like that with lids, and we have 2 pans, the small one and the big one. It's not very convenient to store them there, but I don't have any other free cabinet that it would be on the floor. I don't like to store them up because they're heavy, and I have like this thing for like baking something in the oven that I almost never use, and a couple of similar glass things but smaller ones. I guess they're all in the fridge, and I use them for storing leftovers. Technically I can use them for cooking something in the oven too, but since I don't cook anything here, then I just use it for leftovers. So here it is, guys. This is our kitchen. That was the tour, and I hope you enjoyed the tour and everything I was talking about today. So yeah, I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.